Hey guys, Crystal Thompson here for Simon Says Stamp. Today I am playing around with the September 2021 Sunshine Flowers. I'm sure lots of you already got the kit, but I wanted to come over and show you 3 different ways of using one stamp set, which is that Sunflower Garden, which is a 6x8 stamp set included in the kit. And if you missed out on the kit, you can still get the individual products on the Simon Says Stamp website. So let's get started. So we have the Sunflower Garden, and I actually stamped this Sunflower Garden. As you can see, it's like the top of the bouquet using some Copic friendly ink. And then I colored that one sunflower with my Copics, and then we're going to use the Happy Birthday, Distress Oxides, and Wild Honey and Fossilized Amber, and an ink blender. So as I had mentioned, I had stamped the Sunflower Garden stamp set onto a piece of Nina 110-pound cardstock, and I've used my my large Misty, because I wanted to be sure that I got a very nice black outline on this. And some crafters like to stamp it with the Misty or your stamp positioner, and then color it and then stamp it again, because it's, in the same spot, especially if you use like a corner of it to hold it down, and it allows you to get a darker image again. So I had fussy cut around it, left the left side of this straight so it follows the line of my card base, and using that before sticking it down, so I make sure that I stamp that happy far enough down that it's not going to overlap with the flower. So that's why you see me trying to positioning back over, so I could be sure that I don't end up stamping the birthday or the happy to where you can't see it because of the flowers, and I really don't have any other way of cutting or trimming around that bouquet. We're going to heat set, and then we're going to set aside, and we're going to put it back on that Misty like I was telling you earlier. And now instead of using black ink, we're going to be using some dark yellow ink, whatever you got on hand. Even orange would work well, and this is just going to give it a little bit of a background. It's not going to take away from what we're trying to achieve, which is that bright top one beautiful sunflower. So using fossilized amber and wild honey, we're going to blend on these and just creating like little spots all over the place. And if you end up getting some on your heat embossing, no worries. The heat embossing is going to resist a color, so I end up just kind of wiping it down with my finger, or you could use like a dry baby wipe. Especially if the Distress Oxide is wet, I wouldn't use something wet on it, or you'll have like a swoosh where you cleaned it. I'm going to grab my Gansai Tambi watercolors, and I'm going to create a nice medium of the white gold, and then flickering all over it and alternating between that white gold and that lighter gold, and just flicker, flicker, flicker over all that Distress Oxide, because it's going to make it look different. It's going to give it a different look. So it's not just going to be splatters onto your normal cardstock, but then you're going to have that really cool effect that the Distress Oxide creates. So once this is dry, we're going to add some foam adhesive to the back of this cardstock, and then we're going to line up the edge of the non-colored, what do you want to call it, non-colored Sunflower Garden over our yellow card base, and we're going to press down. And I ended up using a sheet of foam adhesive so that way it would be all nice and even. And that does it for this one. We are going to move on to our second card, again using the Sunflower Garden 6x8 stamp set that was included in the September 2021 kit. And I'm trying to use just the kit contents. So for this one, we did some watercolors. I stamped this specific stamp set onto a piece of watercolor cardstock. We did some heat embossing, and I'm going to show you the process of this entire watercolor. I'm going to speed it up, but you'll see how far we get. So I've stamped kind of the center part of the sunflower bouquet in my Misty again, because watercolor cardstock has a lot of texture. I want to be sure that I had a nice black image, and I'm using watercolor ink. If you don't have that, you can use your regular Copic ink and then heat set it so it doesn't affect when you add the water. We're going to begin by doing the background of this image. So we're going to grab some of this gray. I'm using the Koi brand of a watercolor palette. This is available on the Simon Says store. Not a plug, but all the stuff is available on the Simon store. Like I said, If the kit sold out, I am posting the things individually as well, so you can go ahead and pick your favorites. Like I said, I have 2 videos. We have a video with this sunflower garden and then another one with sunshine flowers. So I colored the whole thing with that gorgeous gray. I would suggest letting it dry. So while it dries, I'm going to come in and add a little bit of brown to the inner part of the sunflowers. I want to be sure that I do a light layer first of this brown before coming back and adding more layers. And that's what's going to give you your gorgeous watercolor look. Think about where the sunshine's coming from. So if you think about the light coming from the upper right corner, then you're going to add your shadows on the bottom left corners of the sunflowers. It all depends on how realistic you want it to look. I just want it to look soft, hence I'm not going to focus too much on it. Next, we're going to allow that brown to dry, so I'm going to bring in this really bright green. It's kind of neon-like, and I'm not going to be too worried about it because we're going to overlay with like olive and just a little different types of greens. And I love when leaves have different, like 2 or 3 colors. I feel like that's when they look the most realistic. And so I'm going to add this neon green to every leaf and every stem on this picture or on this image, and then coming back in a little bit and adding more color to it. So once that dried, again, I was talking about coming in with that olive. And so as you can see, I'm coming in very lightly, just adding where those white spots are. And that's going to make it look realistic. Immediately you can see the difference where we just had the neon. And then when we come in with that olive color, and again, you can let it dry. I would let it dry just a little bit so it's enough to blend, but not so wet that you're going to lose the color of that neon green. And depending on what color you want, I was trying to keep it nice and happy, very bright, just because we did use that gray background. Next, we're going to move on to our petals. My palette has about 2 oranges and a yellow. And so on this first batch, I'm going to use the lightest of the orange. It's almost kind of like coral peachy, and that's okay. I know that sunflowers aren't peachy, but we're going to end up adding 2 or 3 colors to each petal of these sunflowers to give it a more dimension, a little more depth, and it's just going to look really cool. So we're going to move on to adding this orange to all the sunflowers, and then we're going to come in and grab the darkest of our brown and just kind of filling out any white spots that you got. As you can see, I already added some of this yellow into each petal, which makes it super simple to add, again, dimension and depth. And feel free to keep adding color if you would like to. I'm trying to cover anything that has little white spots, whether that's on the gray or in the center of my florals. So we're going to let this dry for, I don't know, a good 5 to 10 minutes, a good time to go get a beverage or start dinner, since just what I ended up doing was to make dinner while this dried up, and then we can move on to assembling our card. So now it's completely dry. You can see all these different colors. You could even add some Nuvo drops if you wanted to make it nice and shiny. I'm going to use this gorgeous, it's kind of like a brownish gray, and this is part of the 32-piece assorted cardstocks from Simon. I don't know if you saw this, but Simon's offering 32 sheets of A9 card bases, A12 card bases, 5.5, 4.25, what is it, A4, whatever. Anyways, and I ended up using one of those, and I'm going to stamp the sentiment from the Sunflower Garden using some Simon Says Stamp watermark embossing ink, and then coming in with some white embossing powder, also from Simon, just kind of spooning it over. And then we're going to remove the excess, heat set, trim this little guy, and add some foam adhesive. We're going to begin assembling our card. So I have a nice piece of light gray. I have trimmed the edges of this watercolor cardstock about 1/4 of an inch, so you have a little bit showing on each side, but it gives you a really nice base. As you saw, I had a large piece of foam, and the reason why is that I wanted to be nice and even, and watercolor cardstock tends to turn or curl at the edges. This kit does include a set of washi tapes. So this is a Tim Holtz Ideology Sentiment label stickers, and so I'm just gonna, it's the Rose Design tape containing 8 rolls of washi. We're gonna use the glittery one, cutting the edges, and then we're gonna fold those over, and then we're gonna bring in that gorgeous sentiment that we had just heat embossed, added some foam, and we're gonna place that over this glittery area, and it's gonna just give it some dimension again, and it's gonna make it pop. We're gonna remove the backing of this sentiment strip, and it works out really nicely. I was trying to match the grays of the watercolor to my sentiment cardstock, and I felt like it did a good job. I mean, it wasn't exactly the same tone, but it made it look close enough. And that does it for our second card using the Sunflower Garden 6x8 stamp set. And we're going to move on to our last but not least card that I think you're really going to like. So this card is going to be another set of layers, but you're going to find out how we get to do several layers with one image. So I have stamped my Sunflower Garden 6x8 stamp set onto a piece of, actually pretty much a full size of a Nina 110-pound cardstock colored with Copics, and I fussy cut all around it, and we're going to use one of those smaller sentiments for this card. We're going to begin by heat embossing in black the sentiments. As you can see, I have this very bright orange cardstock. I've added some cornstarch already so we don't get the sentiment to stick or some of the embossing powder to stick. And then I'm going to add that black, removing the excess onto a piece of cardstock or printer paper so you can put that back into the container and utilize it again. Going to heat set, and we are ready to go. Be sure that you don't overheat it or you'll lose some of that shininess, especially when using black. So for our first step, we're going to turn over this image, and we want to be sure that we have a straight line, and so we're going to cut it right to the center, and then we're going to flip it over counterclockwise and then trim from the top to that line that we just left in the middle of this card. And so you have a straight edge, which you can use either on the top or the bottoms of the corners, wherever you want to add it onto this cardstock, but it allows you to turn it around. I've added a little bit of foam now that I know that it's going to fit, and I'm not going to hide my sentiment, so I'm going to place it down. We're going to come back with that same image, and then we're going to create another straight edge. So now we have that other side of this sunflower, so we're going to bring a pencil and just kind of draw where we need that line. Use the trimmer to trim that extra line, and then we're going to again repeat the process of doing the straight edges, and this is going to be a corner piece, and I like to measure it out first before I add my foam adhesive, just in case I need to straighten it or make it smaller. We're going to place it right on the corner, as I had mentioned. As you can see, it ended up being a little off-centered, so I'm going to remove it and end up straightening that edge, or you can go ahead and actually trim the cardstock, whichever you find easiest. And now we have the last little piece of this, so I'm going to use the bottom right corner, and I'm going to mark on both edges, and I'm going to be a bit more careful this time to be sure that I cut a nice straight corner of these plants. And ultimately, you could stamp it, cut it, and then color to save you some time, but if you're doing it while you travel, this is a great way to utilize these pre-colored images, especially when they're really big, such as this, a 6x8 stamp set. I don't see anybody making 6x8 card. We're going to add that little corner, and it ends up framing that sentiment really quite nicely. You could even bump up that top layer a little more. We're going to bring some Studio Katia jewels. You can use whatever brand. Simon carries quite a few of them, even a Simon brand, and these are just like glittery clear jewels that it's going to add a little bit of shimmer to the whole thing, but it's not going to take away from the gorgeous coloring that really did take a lot more time. And this is a great way to, again, utilize these large stamp sets to cut them and piece them together around your sentiment. And guys, that does it for me. I'm going to finish up by adding these little embellishments all over the place. All products are listed down below in the video description. These are affiliate links, so if you end up buying something, I get a tiny little commission at no extra cost to you, but it gives me a nice thank you and support for these videos. And if you're new here, be sure to give the video a thumbs up. Let me know what your thoughts are on these cards. Are you loving the fall vibes? Did you get the September 2021 Sunshine Flowers? Or are you going to go get some of these stamp sets? Thanks so much. Have an amazing day.